everybody, and a warm welcome. We are about to launch our brand new One Day special, and I have to say, this is one waiting in the wings that you're going to really love, because you're all in create. Janet Klein telling a story, and no one better to tell that story with me than my partner in crime, the one and only Leonie. Hello.
Hola.
Hola.
Isn't this a fabulous collection? Oh, have I managed to get rid of all the green?
You got off. There you go.
I came into work full of... I spilled all my green eyeshadow at home, and my mirror's a bit dark in my bedroom, so I don't actually know what I'm doing when I'm putting makeup on my face. What? So I came in just looking a little bit green. But I felt that I was being part of the stories. Jack and the Beanstalk, I was living the dream. Just to get the image across to everyone at home, if you're old enough to remember, Leonie came in looking like Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk. But I have to say, these are great steps. I'm only teasing you, didn't I? Oh, I don't care. No, yeah, they are absolutely amazing.
This is what Janet Klein does. She tells stories.
Janet's amazing anyway, because she... And do you remember? I remember when she first brought out the Cuties, and the Cuties were really quirky, really different. And I think it took people a little bit of time to get into them because they were quite out there. Now we love them. Now we collect them. And what she's done, it's not just the Cuties that she's done. She's obviously given us all sorts. So she's given us famous people. She's given us part of the All and Create team. And now, obviously... Abs.
You've been immortalised.
I know, right? Wow. So I'll call that. But now we're going into the realms of fairy tales. And I mean, I love them because literally everybody will be able to identify. But obviously, yeah, it's fairy tales, but there's so many other things. And when you start mixing and matching them with all the other stamps that she's already done, you can create so many different stories.
Well, I've got to tell you, already 10%, 10%, I don't know what happened there. Actually, don't know what happened. Already 10% of the stock has gone. We are very, very busy for this. Come over here. Let's have story time at the craft store. So everyone, snuggle in, get your favourite pillow, and we're going to tell you a little bit of a story. So we're going to head into the woods because there is a family of bears who are going to meet. All of these characters included in the One Day special. So you are saving £6. 2 flexi payments of £34.96. All right. Are we all ready? Are we comfortable?
Right, we're ready to begin.
Are we ready to begin?
Yes.
Like little.
Once upon a time.
Go and tell Archer, pick your favourite book. So he's picked his favourite stamps now. Okay, come on then, let's have a little look. So we're going to start with our bears. You've got the 3 bears there. There's Mama, there's Papa, a little baby bear, and the chairs as well. So we've headed into the woods. We found the bears, and you can see how well the bears work. But the thing is, the bears wouldn't be the bears without Goldilocks. You've got Goldilocks in there as well. How cool is that as an inspiration with the bears, baby bears? So think about this for maybe new additions to the family. If somebody, I mean, we can make our quirky cards and obviously our scrapbooking and everything like that. But I think what a quirky card for somebody who maybe is expecting. Come over here. There is Goldilocks, who's joined the mix. Beautiful though, with the porridge. You've got the 3 bowls. One was too hot, one was too cold, but one.
This porridge is just right.
Just right. Look, I love the attention to detail, the quirkiness that you get with Janet's work.
And I love her little stripy stockings as well. I must admit though, do you not think that one's got a look of our Catherine?
Yeah. Based on it. Either that, I was going to say, or a young Leonie Pujol. Can imagine you there, heading into the woods. You would definitely eat the bear's porridge. If anyone would, it would be you.
No, I'd share, man. I mean, I was a vegetarian many moons ago when I were there.
I don't know, because I heard on the street that you had a full family-sized quiche to yourself.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Let's
that was my dinner.
This is the story Leonie was telling me earlier. Coming down here, we've got our tree. So this is great, the tree working with everything. Oh, sorry, should we go back here?
Yeah, you skipped over.
Well, I thought it would have been easier for Taz. Let's start here. So then we've got our little Puss in Boots. Those eyes, come on, the characters, his friends there as well. I love the pigeons.
Oh, I love the pigeons.
Aren't they cool? And you've got the rabbit in there.
They're just fabulous, and they're quirky, and they're wonderful. And obviously she's given sentiments as well. An attitude such as mine can only be taught, not
inherited.
Which is fabulous. Yeah. And obviously these are quite true to size. The stamps are there, so the packaging is quite true to size. But they're absolutely fabulous. And yeah, it is the detail. And I love, I mean, look at his eyes. Yeah. I love the little extra characters. They are so cool in this one. And you'll mix and match with all the other stamps as well. It's fab, innit?
It's a great look. It's the look I often pull when my wife has said, have you done the washing up? Oh, maybe forgotten. Okay, as we go along, over here, we've got young Jack climbing the beanstalk with the cow.
Look at the cow. The cow's looking at him going, what you doing, mate? What are you doing? I really like that. I think it's absolutely fabulous. You've got the lovely little hill, and it's things like that that are amazing because you can build up your scene, you can build up your wonderful collection. Yeah. And of course, you've got your little sentiment as well in there. And every stamp set has got the little sentiment. The cow, though, is my favourite.
You've been on my mind.
See what she's done there?
Yeah. Like that. Okay, then as we progress through our storybook, and this is the big, you know, like if you had like a best of the big hits when it comes to storytelling. All right, this next one you are going to love. I know he's a bit of a villain, but I like him as well. This is the Hook. So you've got Captain Hook there with the flag and the barrel, and you've also got Aye Aye Captain.
Aye Aye Captain. Well. And I like, again, with barrel, like you can have all your little characters popping out of barrel, can't you? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's all those little extras that she puts in there, and then that fantastic, yeah, tell you what would be good coming out of barrel. Do you remember the chicken that she did ages and ages ago? The chicken, because that was one of my favourites. It was in Dog Toys. Okay. See, I remember.
Dog Toys. No,
Dog Toys, and she had the chicken in there. That coming out of the barrel will be hilarious.
Genius.
And this is the thing, you'll see it and then you'll go, oh my gosh, there's something that are going to mix and match perfectly with these.
Now, I've got to tell you, we haven't even seen all the stamps yet, and a quarter of the stock's already gone. And you know what this tells me is there are a lot of die-hard fans out there, massive fans of Janet Klein's, building up their collection. So obviously Hook would not be Hook without the immortal Peter Pan. So we've got Peter Pan there as well. Let's have a look. There's Peter. If you were in Panto, I think you'd make a great Peter Pan.
I'd like to be a Peter Pan.
Because you don't age, Pooch.
Oh, thank you. But then again, I would like to be Tinkerbell. I once dressed up, I'll tell you when, I dressed up as Tinkerbell when it was Adam Frisbee's birthday party.
Oh, OK.
Yeah, I got a bit tipsy and ruined my wings. I was trying to get home and walked into a cleaning cupboard instead. That's kind of Tinkerbell I was.
Night out. I remember going on a fancy dress night out into town. This was like the party, and a very drunk Paula coming up to me. No, it wasn't very drunk. She was drinking responsibly, but might have been a bit tipsy. She walked up to me, and in front of everyone, she pulled me over, and we fell on the dance floor, and everyone looking around. OK, I digress. Let's carry on. So we've got here more. So we've got now Little Red Riding Hood and the Fox. The fox, wolf. Little Red Riding Hood and the fox, a whole different one. So you've got the wolf dressed up there as well. Love that wolf. So what does it say? What big eyes you have. Ooh, she has got big eyes. Very pretty.
Fabulous.
And looks a little bit Paolo-esque. You can see the team.
Yeah.
Within this.
And do you know what? Do you know what I love about these? I mean, you can absolutely write your own little storybook. And you do not need them all to be in the same story that they were they were originally portrayed. Because do you remember Into the Woods? Into the Woods, Into the Woods? Because that were a proper mashup of loads of different fairy tales, weren't it?
What was it?
Do you not remember Into the Woods? Oh, I love it. It's actually on theatre as well, I think, isn't it? Into the Woods. But anyway, a proper mashup of all the different. Honestly, it's great, and this reminds me of it. Like when you put all characters out, it's like mashup.
Yeah. And finally, we have my favourite. You got a Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
Look, it's a tale as old as time.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Fabulous,
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you some inspirations, but I'm going to give you a warning here. We are busy. When I start showing you this, and it's just one of the magic things at the craft store, this one-day special is going to fall into your basket. Please believe me on this. So if you do not want that to happen, turn away right now. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Turn away. Have you done it? Oh, okay. Well, if you haven't, you've been warned. Look at this. 30% of the one-day special has gone. That stock that's meant to last 24 hours. Come on, this is stunning. And it goes to show now, these are true stamps where you are going to build up that story. You're going to have some fun with it. Come on, look at this.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love it.
And I love it as well because it's like, what's that one? Do you know what I mean? It's, again, it's delving into other stamps from the collection. It's delving into other stencils as well. But again, just building up, I love that one.
It's so cool.
Because that tree is a proper good.
It's a fairy tale tree that works across the board.
Yes, and it could be quite a spooky tree. You could put face in that. You could do all sorts. Hey, I tell you what we've got on today's show. Hey, I tell you what, we have got, in fact, I'm going to sneak round because we have got, we have got a spooky. I'm going to show you this because imagine that on the tree.
Oh.
Imagine that face on the tree.
Ba, ba, ba.
You could make a proper spooky tree with that, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's a one that you're going to use across the board, not just in this collection, but with other ones as well.
And those spooky faces we got on the show as well.
I mean, it's slightly disheartening that I'm actually bent over backwards and my nose is still in shot. You're seeing here, you've got Beauty and the Beast. Come on, really like
fabulous?
that. And then there's Pan as well. I like changing the colourways with Peter Pan too. You're not restricted.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's your fairy tale. It's up to you what you do. So you create whatever you want.
Mr. and Mrs. cards. Wouldn't that be genius?
Definitely.
Love
definitely.
that. Or anniversary cards in there as well.
Yeah.
They are storytelling. I'm going to put this down. What I'm noticing, and the fact that we are so busy so early on, a third of the stock has gone now. A lot of you are building up your collection. You've already got stamps from Janet before, and you're absolutely right in saying this, because I remember when Janet first started bringing out her characters, we first brought them to you, and everyone's like, wow, this is different.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the momentum just carried on building and building and building. And this is one of the perfect examples, I think, as stamp sets go, collector's editions, because a lot of you are building up your full collection. And Janet's only going to come out and bring more and more and more. Do you want to get hold of this? We are busy. You're saving £6, 2 flexi payments of $34.96 for something that is wonderfully original. They're stamps you're going to use, you're going to love. And also, let's just think about this. Everybody, and I really mean this, everybody you make a card for an inspiration will relate to these characters. When you're growing up, these are the fairy tales you grow up with. So we all know Peter Pan, Captain Hook, the Three Bears, Little Red Riding Hood, all of those characters, Jack and the Beanstalk, iconic storytelling characters for every age. So whether you're making a card for little people in your family or you're making an inspiration for anyone from 8 to 80, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but I just do like the fact that we can all relate to all the characters. Do you know what's so lovely? And actually, genuinely, it makes me feel warm and cozy inside. The fact that we've got viewers watching us in America, we've got viewers watching us in Europe, in the UK. I know I always say this, but hand on heart, I truly mean it. You guys are all part of our family, wherever you're watching right now. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying these stamps. Okay, we've got some other options for you. Now, I'm going to be quick, because obviously we want to... Oh, we're not going down. We're not going... Okay. I apologise. I thought we were going down the counter. No, we want to play with Leonie. So we're going to hand over to Leonie and start exploring these stamps. Any questions for the Pooch? Do get in touch. studio@thecraftstore.com.
Hurrah! Okay, so where I'm going to start, obviously, let's get stamping. I've already got some sort of set up ready to go, but what I'll do before I do anything, let's have a little stamp. So I'm going to start with Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Nice. So let's take one of the bears out just to show you the quality of the stamps. Now, they're fabulous. I mean, again, it is the detail. They're immediately recognisable. But obviously, the thing with the bears, okay, your bears could be anything. You know, they don't have to be part. And in fact, I'm going to stamp on little bits of scrap card and mix it up initially. So, you've got your little bear here, okay?
This could be Papa Bear or Grandpa Bear. So you could just stamp him by himself if you're looking to make a card for Grandad or a brother-in-law. You know those cards that we sometimes struggle with?
Yeah, but it's building up your story. So I've got my first one here. Okay, now if you check the website out, you've got a massive collection now of Janet Klein's A7 and A6s, I do believe. I think there's a massive pick and mix, and I know more have been added to it. So have a look. I'm just picking random ones. This one is whatever is good for your soul, do that.
Yeah.
Now, this is why I love these stamps, because look, I've got a demo set up and I'll do that in a second, but I'm going off piste first because that's what I do.
Bit of ski cross.
Talking about building up your scenes, right? So I can take this little one and create, straight away, I've created a beautiful little grass verge for him to be sitting on. Grounded him. So he's got a little grass verge to be standing on. There's a little birdie here from that same one. I love doing things like this because immediately you start, bad stamping. Immediately, bear with, I might be able to.
Nicely saved. This is not your first rodeo.
Not the first time I've done that, is it, my friend? So, again, let me just find, because there were one and I thought, oh my gosh, that goes so well. Okay, because look. So then you've got this one, which is bear hugs. You're never too old for a teddy bear. So that one, of course, you've got bear hugs. So on this one, so I could send that now to anybody who needed a hug.
Done.
How cute is that? How quick is that? All I need to do is colour that in.
Everyone needs a hug now and again.
Don't they? But immediately I've changed the stamp.
Yeah.
So it's up to you what you do with these. It's part of the fairy tale or it isn't.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about them, the versatility. I'm really chuffed with that.
That's cool.
I do like going off paste.
That is, you've just come up with that, no pre-planning.
Yes,
yeah, I like that.
Yes, I have. Okay, so let's go back to actually what I was planning. So I've got a little book. Now, Pink Pig books, love the Pink Pig books, as I think a lot of people know. This is a cracking size because it's a storybook collection. Let's make a lovely little storybook. I don't want it to be just this size, so I can extend it. So I've got my little page here that's going to go in first of all, and let me see the way we're going to put it in. I'm going to stick it in like that. So I'm going to have it so it extends off the page like so. So that's going to be where I'm popping my little design. I'm going to take a little bit of ink first of all. I've got my tower next to me.
How many levels are we talking now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 levels of Deflecto.
9 levels.
Eventually, that is Paola height right now. Eventually, I mean, it's going to be your height. Yeah, one more.
It's cracking. It does have a wobble on though, you do have to be careful. Got a cheeky wobble on. Okay, I will get, where did I put my, there I put my. So get a little sponge, do a bit of blending. So just adding a little bit of background. I'm not going mad with this because I do want to get to the stamping. So let's get a little bit of background in there, which is obviously darker than I intended because I'm using a dirty sponge.
There is a challenge here as well for anybody who's not worked with Janet Klein stamps before. The minute you get these home, I challenge you to start working with them, create with them, and not have the biggest smile on your face. It's impossible not to start building up a card or an inspiration with these characters and not start smiling.
Yeah, it is one of them. They are just ridiculously adorable. And I think it's the fun of actually creating something and changing it and making it your own. You know, I love that because they do allow you to do that. They allow you to be so inventive. And let's face it.
That's a good way of describing it. It does. It encourages you to become inventive.
Yeah. Well, that's why we buy these things, isn't it? It's not to just do the same thing over and over again. It's so we can do something different over and over again, and I think that's the beauty of these. You know, you are indeed storytelling. So a really quick inky background, not faffing about with me ink. I'm literally just going for it, nice and quick. I am, of course, gonna do some good old water splats because I don't want it to be a solid background. I'm working on a watercolor cardstock.
Good splatting.
My pink frog. Literally every time. Literally, I just can't do it. Anyway.
Pink frog, pink pig, pink ink.
All the pinks. And I just end up going pink, 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 pink.
That's a good. You've got a good splat technique going on there.
That one, isn't it? Good watercolour cardstock makes a difference, though, because otherwise, mind you, you'll get a. But anyway, it's good. It's that one. I like that one. So we've got a bit of background going on. Now I have already got my stamps all cut out and ready to go, but obviously, you know, I've got them ready, so they're here ready. But I am going to mix it up. So, like I did before, let's bring in one of the gorgeous grasses. Now, again, I am mixing it up with other stamps that are on the show, so please check that website out. Like, this one's really cute. The thing is with things like this one, this is an old one, so check that website out as well. You have been my friend, and that in itself is a tremendous thing. But again, these are the kind of ones you will have to check out on the website for those pick and mixers, because those pick and mixers are huge. Yeah. But this helps me build a scene. You see, and this is the thing, when you mix and match them all up, they help you create extra scenes, and that helps you create all those wonderful goodies. Oh my gosh. I mean, this one on the tree, the little bird and the love hearts are adorable. Yeah. Absolutely adorable. And this is one of those that you will use again and again and again. So with this, I look. See, the little stamps like this are just gorgeous. So I've got the teeny little birdie there. So the teeny little birdie is going to be flying around. Oh, I'll only do one for now. I might put more on because there is another bird, but I'm going to build up my scene first of all now. Like I said, I've been prepared. This is what I've been doing today. Colouring in, so I can make the quickest card ever because they're all ready to go. What I'll do is just before I actually pop them on, I will just colour in the bottom there. So I've got my little bit of grass going on. So with this, with my watercolour pens, I'm just literally scribbling over these. So it's really quick to get that lovely little background. I'll then take my water brush and actually merge that. So with the water brush, merging that, so I'm creating a bit of background, but it's just so they're not floating, but also it gives you a bit of interest. I have that going on like so.
Lovely.
Which I like.
And easy to colour in these.
Very easy to colour in. I think as well, just for interest's sakes, let's bring in a cheeky bit of stenciling as well, cheeky. Because now, we've got some cheeky stencils. We have,
and just to point out
lovely,
that you'll see at the bottom of your screens, we've got details for Janet Klein's 2022 Complete Collection. Now, within the Complete Collection, you are getting all the stamps we're seeing with the one-day special. You're also getting Janet's latest release as well. These work very well in conjunction because what you've got, lots of little vehicles and townhouses, really to be able to build it up. So there's obviously the stamps that we've just seen. And then as we start getting through these, oh, here we go. So flowers, there's all little trucks, caravans, townhouses going on. It's got a very New York vibe, and you're getting the stencil in there too. Oh, the stencil. Have we got the stencil thing? Yeah, there we go, at the top left. You can see the stencil. So 3 flexi payments of $35.95. When you think about it, all of that for $35.95, your first flexi payment. The saving, by the way, is including, we've got the one-day special saving already factored in, the £6, and then you're getting £7 on top of that. And you're also getting saving from the stamp and stencils too. So actually you're getting a lot more savings factored in. So you can see just the stamp. So, all right, let's top this up. So we've got £16 saving, and then you've got another £7 saving on top of that as well. Very good.
It is a nice one, and that's quite a recent release as well.
It is.
That one. I had that on. I can't remember. It doesn't feel that long ago either. Yeah. Right, so what I'm doing with that stencil, this one is on the show. It's that nice big flowery stencil. So I'm going to go on. Now, I'm not going to be too specific. I did think about just doing it in the actual, you know, the proper colours, if you will. But I want it to be more, I want it to be a little bit more in the background. You know, I don't want it to be too literal. So I'm going to take this. Now, I don't want it to be too heavy, that ink, so I'm not going to go straight on there. I'm going to get rid of some of the ink, first of all, on my piece of card. So just bob that on there. Get a bit of tissue, there's my tissue, and bleed that off a little bit. So this will knock back the ink like so.
I like that.
So now when I go back on, let me take a little bit more off, because I do not want this to be too heavy, because I'm only wanting it to be a background. If it goes on and it's too heavy, then obviously it'll take over.
Dominate.
I'm just going to spritz it. Yeah, it'll take over my scene there. So just bobbing a little bit on like that. No, it's a bit too light, truth be known, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's giving me a bit of texture.
Yeah.
It's giving me a bit of colour. And actually, sometimes I quite like that, you know, just that little outline. I think it looks quite interesting, because otherwise, like just getting these little scraps of colour can be quite tricky. Like with the little leaves there, if I splash them with water as well, and just bob them on as well. Like so. So you've got a little bit more colour going on. Just a little bit of colour. Okay, so a bit of stenciling. Yeah, nice. See, that one looks really, really cute. See, and you could put your little Red Riding Hood
yeah,
down. I love these. You know, when you just do a random background, and then all of a sudden it's like you can bring them in, and it's like, oh yeah, and he's hiding behind a fence.
It's like a neighbour. Hey, hey.
Hello.
You having a
barbecue?
There.
Oh, hello. And he's like, hello. Yeah. There's a couple of little trees as well, so he's hiding. It's like, who are you? You look dodgy. So let's move that, because that's another little random one. Okay, so let's clean that off. So we've got our little background going on, which is lovely. Nice. Now let's start building this up. 3D foam. Let me get my 3D foam. I'm unprepared. Where in my 3D foam
just while you're doing that, I've got to tell you, one day special, and we genuinely strive to have enough stock to last 24 hours. I can tell you that 40% of the stock, 40% of the stock for the one day special has gone 26 minutes into the launch show. This is stock that's meant to last until 6 tomorrow. So, and it's genuine. We always start off and we try and calculate that we have enough stock for the full 24 hours. So we are busy, and Janet Klein deserves to be busy. I think her imagination, her originality, and she's got such a distinctive style. So Janet Klein is one of those artists, you just offer up this stamp, you don't put any name to it. I think most regular viewers to Craft Store will say, that's a Janet Klein stamp. And that's so hard to be able to distinguish yourself in the world of craft. And I know that Janet's stamps are incredibly collectible. So if you are building up your stash, the reason why this is so popular too, and for me, it's the relatability, because we can all relate to the characters. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think 99.9% of viewers watching right now, we're all aware of the story with Three Bears, Goldilocks, Captain Hook, Peter Pan, Beauty and the Beast, Jack and the Beanstalk. You know, you've got classics here. And by that I mean then if you go on to make inspirations for anybody, they will relate as well. So this is a very usable set.
Could I have my other one back?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you know, can I just show everyone this very quickly? I'll tell you why I picked this up. Just to show you the hook. I'm sorry, I just took that off without asking.
I was rummaging and then it was like, I know where it is.
But this is why I wanted to show it. This is just stamped out, so this is not an inspiration. Look at the detail that Janet affords. Isn't that stunning though? And you, such a good size to these as well. You will absolutely use them. Can I apologise, Gooch, because I took that without asking. There's the other one.
It was only because I was going to colour them in when I were.
Well, let me hand it. I'll hand it back. So I've got.
Doesn't he look cute?
There you go.
Oh, it's so cute in there. I really like that one. Isn't it funny when you do a little thing and it's like, oh, that's so cute. Anyway, right, let's just build up this lovely little one. So we're gonna have, she's gonna be there. Yep, she's gonna be there. She's gonna be with a little table because obviously she's gonna be eating the porridge. Now the thing is, I'm gonna have her. Now it's deciding if I think I'm gonna have her stood behind.
I think it works better.
Because she's gonna be eating the porridge. So. That's where she's going to be standing, so I'll stick her down flat.
Easy to fussy cut these out?
Yeah, they are easy actually, because there's no faffy little bits. I know I'm covering up the bird, but that's okay. I'm watching this. Yeah, and I like that. And I must admit, like in between here, I haven't cut that bit out. You can do if you want to. You don't need to. And what you can do, I mean, it's a bit of sky behind there. So if you colour it in just a tiny shade of blue, it looks like it's a sky behind it. So, you know, you can get away with that. Make life easy for yourself, especially when you've left your nice shop sharp scissors at work, and you're just working with your really big scissors. Make life easy. So this one, I want to 3D it. Now, I know I'm going into a little art journal book, but that's fine because, you know, you can have it nice and chunky. It doesn't need to be flat. So I've got my little table there with all the porridge on. So she's having a lovely time. She's got all the porridge, but the bears, so Daddy Bear's here going,
There's Daddy Bear.
What's occurring? So here's little Daddy Bear. So obviously I've coloured all these in now. I've coloured these in with a mixture. So I've used my watercolour pencils because they do happen to be one of my favourites. Nice. I've also used some of my Pentel shiny pens. Okay. And so you'll see a little bit of shiny stuff here and there.
Oh, and there's Mummy Bear?
And there's little Mummy Bear.
So my friend...
I love her. Have you seen her slippers?
No.
Look at her slippers. She's got bear
that's
slippers.
Cute.
Aren't they
bear
fabulous?
Slippers.
Yeah,
It's those little touches.
Honestly, attention to detail is the bears are lovely. I absolutely adore these. They're just, it's the character, isn't it? The character that she gives us is just fantastic, and they're very decoupageable. So if you wanted to, if you wanted to decoupage the little snouts, you could absolutely do that.
Cute.
That'd so work. And then Baby Bear. So Mummy and Daddy Bear are fine. They've realised that someone's looking at them, like taking the photograph for Instagram. So they're posing. Whereas Baby Bear,
all about the food.
Yeah, the Baby Bear's going. Hold on a minute. Hold on. So while these two are posing, he's like, someone's eating my food. Someone's eating my food.
That's my food.
Isn't that fabulous? I
love that.
So he's like, hold on a minute, mate. Hold on a minute. Now, because obviously we had the other stamp set, or I'm doing my normal thing, I bury everything when I'm doing these shows. Okay. I start with a tiny little bit and do bury things, but we have to have the little bird on.
Get the birdie back in.
So we got the little birdie because we covered him up. Right. So we're having one little birdie here. So like so. Speaking
of food, I'll tell you a story that I think will make you laugh. I was chatting to a friend of mine, and he said, so do you charge daddy tax? I said, what are you talking about, daddy tax? So with the kids, he says it's a dad tax, which means that if they open up a packet of crisps or any kind of food, the dad tax is dads always get to take a little bit of food off them.
That's good. That's very good.
I didn't realise that we get this privilege. Daddy tax.
There has to be something, doesn't there?
Sweeties open, daddy tax. Daddy takes, what is it, 19%?
Harsh.
I know.
That is
VAT levels.
That is quite. That's quite a bit.
Well, it's going up. It seems that all taxes are going up.
Yeah, true story. I mean, you know, and that's it. And that's a good tax. What mummy tax? What does a mummy get?
Well, I think we'll ask that to you. Do you charge mummy tax? Poor mummies, they're the ones making all the delicious treats.
I know, right? It's like so wrong, so wrong. I'm just going to use a tiny little bit of glitter, like so. Oh. I bet some daddies take more than others, quite frankly.
There you go.
Don't you reckon? And then a bit more glitter on here because I can.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, it's funny actually because you have to be careful, like what you put on a face, because I do get a little bit carried away with a glitter pen. You don't want to splash it. No. I'll get, but I have put it.
Look like you with your makeup this morning.
Although I've already glittered her eyes. Full of it, full of it. Now this little bit here is a bit too empty. I'm not going to go in with, or shall I go in with stamps? Oh, let's have a little look. Someone is. Let's have a see on my thing. The porridge is just right. So let's bring in the sentiment. So bring in that little sentiment, like so. And we've got that, like so. Fairy tales are proper dark, really. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are really not very good at all. So,
just to fill everyone in where we're talking, because the team was saying, obviously, with this, you can, if you got friends and you want to go for a little bit of humour, you can put a twist on these and make them a little bit more edgy. I mean,
this is a lovely thing about having stamps. They're yours. So what story you want to tell with these is completely up to you. And let's face it, a lot of fairy tales are, aren't they? They're a bit like, gosh. Yeah, they are more cautionary. They are a bit more like, yeah, you need to sort of learn something from this. And in that...
Don't eat gingerbread houses.
In that sense, it's quite scary. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Don't eat your bear's porridge. So, there we go. Or Daddy Bear will come and get you. Now, I wanted it like this, you see, because I kind of think, how cute is it going to be when I start flicking through the little book and you've got loads of little extra characters bobbing out the side.
Like, hey,
I think that's really quite cute. I will decorate this little bit, obviously, but then you start opening it up and then obviously we're ready to decorate our next page.
Love it.
How cute.
And considering how easy, I know you had the characters already coloured up, but how easy it is to put that scene together, and very achievable because Janet's done all the hard work for you with these beautiful characters. Okay, we're just going to have a quick recap of the one-day special. We are really busy for this because you've got such a wealth of characters to explore within this collection. You are saving £6. You've got 2 flexi payments of £34.96. But let's have a look. Let's go through the characters. So we'll start with the bears who we got to see. But it's those little touches, and it was so nice watching Leonie work with the bears because then you get to pick up on the little nuances and detail that Janet affords you. So there's Papa Bear with the dapper bow tie in there, and he's also got the braces on. But you've got Mama Bear with her bear slippers in a nightingale. Nightingale?
Nightingale.
Nightingale. And then you've got Baby Bear. He's a little bit trendy, and he's searching for the food. Then you've got those little touches, the chair, obviously the words in there too. So that's your bears. Then as we start to explore more, we got Goldilocks. Yeah, come on. Characters you instantly look at and you know who they are. So there's Goldilocks, a lovely little detail. You've got your table with your porridge on there, obviously the 3 bowls. So that's your story tell with the bears and Goldilocks. Then we come down over here. We got Puss in Boots. Cute, really, really, really cute. But also this sentiment's good. An attitude such as mine can only be taught and only be taught, not inherited. It's very, very true. You got the bunny in there as well, the little pigeons, beautiful eyes. Come, very, very cute with Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots is joined by Jack and the Beanstalk. So Jack, I love the fact that Janet's got Jack climbing. Now that'll be a good one just for a little boy card, a birthday card. So if you have maybe a younger member of your family, it could be a child, a kid, or it could be your nephew, niece, maybe neighbour who loves to get out and explore and climb. That's a cool one. But then you've got the cow in there, the barn, the sentiment, the hill. So these are scene builders. So there's Jack and the Beanstalk. As we come down here, we've got a cool character. So this is Hook with the barrel, and you've got the pirate flag in there as well. I'm going to steal this back. I'll give it back. Just want to show you. So you're seeing the actual stamp. Let me just show you stamped out. So you get to see the size. But what impressed me, because we're seeing the packaging, but look how detailed the stamps are. I mean, they're beautiful. These are like images you would find in a beautiful storybook. You know, a child's storybook. But equally, you can make your own stories up here and just use that on other elements. So you can take these elements individually too. So I just wanted to show you that to give you a sense of scale with the actual stamps. And I will hand that back. So there's, I didn't mean to throw that back so harshly. There's Peter Pan. Right. Obviously, it wouldn't be Hook without Peter Pan. So you've got Peter Pan with the pirate map. Now that's cool. That pirate map in itself is one that I'd find I'd use on so many. Let's go on an adventure indeed. Let's go to Neverland and never come back until tomorrow never ends. Isn't that nice? I think we all would love to go. I'd love to go to Neverland. Yeah. There you go. So there's Peter Pan. Not stopping though. Coming down here, we've got more. So this is Red Riding Hood with the wolf, who's admiring the big eyes, or she's admiring his big eyes. And then finally, we have, I love them all, but I'd say if I had to pick a favourite, Beauty and the Beast. There we go. Oh, do you know, I apologise. You know, we've gone through them. One we have, that's my fault. Oh, okay, I'll show you here. So the tree, which I know Leonie's a big fan of. This is great because this tree, I think, works with all the stamps because it is just a classic fairy tale tree with all the other elements, the birds, the hearts, everything in there, and the sentiment. So that is your collection from Janet Klein, and they are so collectible. By the way, just before I show you some examples, have a look at this flexi payment. Now we have got a complete collection, the flexi payment on the complete is around that region. I think it's £35.95. So say £1 more, or 99 pence more, and you're getting, it's 3 as opposed to 2 flexi payments. But today the money leaving your account will be in that region. So as opposed to £34.96, it's £35.96. But you've got a lot of stamps that will allow you to get so much more mileage out of this. So it's just something else to consider. Let's have a look at the cards that I was holding up. I mean, here, these are really good. Leonie, I think, described it so beautifully when she said, you are telling your own story. They're scene builders. So what story are you going to be sharing? How about that? There's a Goldilocks with the 3 bears. But equally, I was saying you could have just, say, one of the, you could just have the bear there. If you wanted to make a card for your granddad and put him, I don't know, mix it with other stamps that you have. So maybe granddad's in the shed or in a garden. Or you could even use the stamps, mixing them from here. So you've got the shed there, and you can have the Papa Bear. That could be his shed or his barn. Love this, with Jack climbing up. The cow's like, oh no, he's at it again. Where's he off to? How about this one for, it could be a different alternative wedding card, or it could be a great anniversary card as well. It's nice. There's Peter Pan on a great tag. So you get to see the possibilities, and also such lovely opportunities to explore your colouring. So if you do, I mean, you can do a very simple colour wash, so don't feel daunted by this, but if you are a colourist, if you've got alcohol markers, if you've got beautiful pencils that you want to, you're looking for your next project, and also to really get the most out of them, this is the set for you. It's original, it's fun, and that's the key. Why do we craft? We want to craft because it's fun. You've got characters here everybody can relate to, and I think these are going to be very collectible indeed. 883-906, your item number. Sticking with Janet's, and I mentioned her other designs, so we're going to show those to you. So we have got a bundle, stamps and stencils. You can just get the stamps and stencils, or you can get that complete collection. So the complete collection will include this and the one-day special. I'll get to that in a moment. But here, I love these. I really do love these. Now let me just turn this around and show you. Look at all the vehicles that we have at our disposal, but that suddenly gives you context. It builds the scene. So if you wanted to put the little motorbike in the background, or if you've got the camper van in there as well. So all of those elements going through. And if I drop that down, then we go to a real New York vibe going on here. You've got the taxi, you've got the clothes hanging that you can put in between those high rises there as well. So yeah, really like that. And then down here, we've got more quirky houses. So starting to build your own town, your own street, and you've got the cars and the hedgerows and the trees, more trees coming in here. So these are absolutely your scene builders. And then finally, you have the stencil in there as well. So you're saving £10, £24.48 is your price. Let's just show you how effective these are, because you've got your little characters. I mean, that's cool, right? Just adding that detail in the background. Or how about making it your actual feature? You can do that. I picked up a couple here, sorry. Oh yeah, I love that. So a little banner going on with the plane and all the townhouses. That's cute, right? Or what about you're going to like this one? You're going to really like this one. Look at that, a little convoy going on. You could put the car, a good idea from Mega Producer saying the car or the helicopter could be like a penny slider. Townhouses. So now we can put one of Leonie's characters that she was just showing you. You could cut out and have one of the characters here, and suddenly it gives you a sense of depth and scale going on. Yeah, it's a nice set. It's a really nice set going on. Okay, so 905-746, your item number if you want to get hold of these. If you do want to go for this in the one-day special, and I did mention with regard to flexi payments, let me show you the details. So 107.86, but remember you've got the £6 saving from the one-day special, you've got the £10 saving from the bundle individually that I've just shown you, and then on top of that a further £7. So all the savings in there. 3 flexi payments of £35.95. And you're getting everything. You're getting the one-day special, and you're getting all the stamps that I've just shown you right there. 441353 item number. It's just another way to explore the fabulous world that is Janet Klein. Okay, I think we're going to head back to Leonie.
Okay. I was colouring in whilst you were doing your thing. Okay, now let's crack on. So what I wanted to use this time was lovely little Puss in Boots. Now, when you're thinking about colouring these in, you don't need to spend, I mean, I have spent ages colouring them in, but to be fair, it's one of those, it's super relaxing, I'm not going to lie. So it means that I'm colouring in, but what I'm really doing is really chilling out. So I had to have 2 coffees to come here because I had relaxed way too much.
Very chill.
And it was like, I'm actually now really chilled out and I'm half asleep. So, little Puss in Boots. So I'm stamping on scrap pieces of paper. I love this. This is what I did with all of these. I used all my scrap pieces of paper and cut them all out, which meant I could use all my scraps. It always feels so ridiculously satisfying using all your scrap pieces of paper. There's something about it. And when I'm doing these, when I'm stamping and cutting these out, now this is watercolour cardstock. It's beautiful. Watercolour cardstock means that there's a bit of texture going on there. So realistically, you want to be popping a bit more pressure and hold it a little bit longer when it's watercolour cardstock because of that texture. That's a better print you can see than that one. Have a nice juicy ink pad as ever. So this is my main character.
They're good sizes, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really nice. Yeah, they're brilliant. So to actually colour in, I'm using watercolour pencils now. What I love about these, and this is different for your Janet Klein stamps, the packaging, because normally with your Janet stamps, as you can see from that one for instance, it's normally black and white. It's the packaging, but this time the packaging has got the coloured images. Now I find that really, really handy because immediately it gives me inspiration. So immediately I've got something to sort of copy off, and obviously you'll start doing your own thing. But I really like that first bit of inspiration. My pencils, I mean, they are lovely pencils. They're my Staedtler pencils, watercolour. And I'm only going to do a tiny bit of colouring in, but just to show you what I do, because my way of colouring in is it's quick and easy. It's not a cheap way. It's a good way of getting a decent result, but not
effectively.
It is, yes.
Efficient.
So
it's efficient.
It's efficient. I'll tell you what it is. It's a demonstrator's way because I haven't got loads of time. So what I've done, put my first layer of colour on, second layer of colour. So I'm darkening that one up with a darker green over the top. So I've already introduced a little bit more depth in there. Okay. Now, the way I've put the colour on and where I've put the colour is where I want it to be darker. Okay, so I want it to be darker on those areas. So that means when I get my water brush, and again these are, and let's find the slightly finer one, that one, probably too fine now. These are my Pentel ones that I had on the other day. So when I start merging this, so what I do is, oh, that one's flowing too fast. Let's get that one. Nope, sorry, I am really fussy when it comes to water brushes because if it flows too fast, I haven't got proper control. So moving that over. Now, what I'm doing is working into the pencil. So working into the pencil means you kind of push the pencil and the colour up to where you want it darker. Then when you drag it out like so, you get the shading. So that'll allow you to create. Now this is the easiest way. Don't have your water brush so it's overflowing. You know, get rid of the excess water if it's too wet for you. And then again, doing exactly the same, but don't drag the colour out. You see, it's dead easy to drag that colour out. Like for instance, if I did it this way and drag that colour out, it becomes a solid. Yeah. And you can see the difference. So that's taking the colour but pushing it out. So then that's a solid, whereas this one, pushing it into the colour, you get a real depth.
That's
and
a good tip.
It's one of those things that you do and you forget that you're doing. But it does make a difference. And I do that with all of it. You know, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was talking over you, I apologise. Just watching you here though, Leonie, it shows the difference when you work with artist quality watercolour pencils. That pigment that you see, none of the lines when you went on with it, just absolutely flows. And actually this is a two-pronged thing because you're working with really good pencils and also very good watercolor cardstock.
Absolutely.
Those are the two things. You put those two together, that's how you achieve these kind of results.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, beautiful little images as well. I mean, I'm using watercolor pencils. I also love my water pens for stuff like this. They are really, really nice, like our lovely Phil Martin. I do love his pens as well, and I've got my Staedtler ones. Now I'm mixing with this one a bit of the purple and the bit of the grey. So I'm literally mixing the colour on the actual Puss in Boots, like this, and then now clean the brush off. This is something you have to remember to do. I don't do it, and sometimes, oh man, that's when it's like, oh, because you go in and you just have the dark green, you go in and it's like, oh, the cat's been sort of messing about in a
paint.
What do they love, cats? They love the catnip. Yeah, it's been messing about in catnip.
Do you know what you could do is tailor the card. If you've got a cat, I'm thinking of Paola, or you know somebody making an inspiration, that you can taper it to the colourings to reflect their cats.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, it literally can be whatever you want it to be, you know, and whoever you want it to be. You can also remember to swap heads. So if you wanted to, you know me, I do like swapping the heads with the characters. So yeah, you could swap the head for your cat head. Who could the cat head? Oh yeah, Red Riding Hood on the wolf body. You could do that, or the wolf on the, or in the hood. So you could do all sorts. Again, if you're crafting and you're making it a little bit darker, you could do lots of different things. Now, the way that I've done that one, if I wanted to introduce a little bit of pink now, I wouldn't scribble the pink onto that while it's wet. It won't work properly. What you can do is pick up a little bit off the tip of the pencil. You will not ruin your pencil because you're lifting it off the pencil. Don't dunk the pencil in water. And then you can just blend a tiny bit of the pink in there. And that gives you that lovely little pink cheeks.
And we say don't dump your pencil into water, or dump your pencil into water, because then the water travels up the wood and it will rot the wood.
Yeah, it'll kill your pencils. You don't want to do that. And then what I'm going to do is do his little eyes. So with his little eyes, just do little circles.
Oh, he's angry.
He's like, whoa. And it is, I mean, the eyes are everything, but something Janet does is always put, and obviously I don't know how to put my white gel pen, but you can see on the packaging.
Looks like he's been hypnotised there.
Honestly, the white gel pen, it changes everything. It's a game changer. So definitely invest in a white gel pen. There's my white gel pen. Invest in a white gel pen, and do you know what? It's ridiculous what a difference it makes, and you will start putting white gel pen on every single one of them, and it makes a difference. So that's how easy it is to colour them in. Let's build it up, because I love colouring them in, and this is part of why we do this, isn't it, our crafting, because the colouring in and all of it is just so gorgeous. So carrying on with my little book, so that's going to be obviously my first page, which I'm loving. So my second page is going to be my beautiful Puss in Boots. So little Puss in Boots is here. I know I haven't got tons and tons of time, but how many minutes? 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is start. So little Puss in Boots is there, but he's got all these fantastic little animals. So I'm going to put him over here, because it's going to have all these little animals zooming towards him.
I've forgotten the story of Puss in Boots. What?
Yeah, I've forgotten. Just a cat in boots.
Just a cat in boots. Oh, okay.
I don't really know. Puss in Boots.
I think he goes to town and gets dressed up. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure he goes to town.
Doesn't he go and see Queen?
Look at us, we're terrible. We don't know.
Can't remember. It's all merging, isn't it? Yeah. She's on it. She's looking. See, he's having all the little animals are following him.
It's like he's protecting them.
Yes. But he looks a bit like, why are these animals following me? He does look a little bit worried that all the animals are following him.
What's going on?
Now, obviously, I've got loads of little animals from here. Again, please, I'm not worrying about his feet, because that's fine. Again, have a look at some of the old stamps. Remember that pick and mix. I know I keep babbling on about it, but your pick and mix has got all the goodies, oh, they're big. So I might not put them on, but on this one, you see, and this one is your lovely curly, the little lid with the curls. but this one's got loads of fantastic, and I think, I presume it'll be on the website, the Pick and Mix, because this is the one that's got all the, it's got your A7s and your A6s. But I know there's been, oh, I didn't do as well that time. I know there's new stamps been added to it, so it's definitely worth looking for that Pick and Mix as well. So I'll bring this one here like this. I'm being careful with this because obviously it's got a lot of, you know, it's got a lot of stuff going on under there. So stamping on that, you need to be a bit careful. I'm building up my little layers like so.
And just to rectify, so you see where you went in again and didn't quite catch it.
Yes.
And at home, would you just fussy cut the plant and put it over?
Yeah. Or you can stick your sentiment over that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where you stick your little sentiment or something. There's always a way around it.
Always.
You know, you never worry about stuff like that. Yeah. Or obviously, you know, because we've got extra little bunny rabbits as well. Yeah. Because obviously I've cut some out.
You can put the wolf. See what the wolf looks like there.
Well, stood over here looking at him. Hello.
Well, that's why he's
and
looking
actually,
worried.
he does look a bit scared now.
All the animals are running away from the wolf. That works as a scene. I think that works quite well.
He looks quite happy though, does the bunny rabbit, to be running away from the wolf. I'm going to pop the little ladybird there. Yeah. Oh, bad stamping again. But cute. It's because I waited too long to put it in, didn't I? But really, really cute. And then, let me just have a little look. Because then there's the ones that are coloured in. So he's going to go here in front of that one that I stamped badly. Look. And then that one's going to go there, like this one. Okay, this is a strange one in our head. So go on, what is it?
So Puss in Boots, it's an Italian fairy tale.
Yes.
It's about a cat who uses trickery and deceit to gain power and wealth and the hand of a princess in marriage for his masters, for his penniless master.
Wow, fancy that.
Okay.
That's
quite good.
That's what.
Learning.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was an Italian fairy tale.
No, I didn't either. I'd see. This is a lovely thing, isn't it, WMO? You know, the fairy tales. I love how they sort of merge together and they're retold in a slightly different way, and they're fabulous, aren't they? Yeah. A little bit of a scribble, that's all I'm doing there. Oh, I've only got seconds. The little scribble is going to be my sort of watery sky. I love doing proper little watery skies because they look really cool, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And then all I do is colour in all my little elements. And that's another couple of pages done. Boom! Nice.
Got to tell you that 45% of the total day stock for the one-day special has gone in the launch hour. We've been immensely busy. Thank you so much for your company. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Big thank you to Leonie as well.
Thank you.
Leonie, you're going to be back at 8.
I am indeed.
With
yes.
Richard.
And with our Richard at 8 o'clock.
You're going to have fun. So thank you so much for your company. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Plenty more, though, coming up here at the